Hello guys, welcome back to our Laravel part 8. So in our last part, we stopped at here how to insert the data into our database, right? So in this part here, I will continue from here. So let's dive into the code. So here is where we stopped our last part inside our orders controller. So in this controller here, in this store method here, what I need to pass here, I will need here something like this order model here, and this one also here. I will have the order details model, and the other one here we will have the transaction model. Okay, so it should be transaction model. Okay, like this. That's we're gonna have here, and every this thing here, I will insert all the details from inside here. But what I want to do here, I will have again here one method called Laravel DB transaction, so that if I use that DB transaction here, when I want to save data here, when here is already saved and this other details is not saved, so that will be DB transaction. This DB transaction. Okay, so I will pass this thing inside this DB transaction. Okay, done. So I will import this DB transaction here. I will import it. Import. I can import it from here, like import classes. Okay, I import the class. I will import it. And if you come here, and you will see here, this is already imported for me here. Or you can just use here, use DB, and it will import it for you here. Okay. But if I do this, and I will have an error because we have another DB imported here for us. So I will come down here again. So inside here now, what I will do, okay, so inside this order model here, we can pass here a variable called orders, and the order model. Okay, order and equals to order model. This model we're gonna pass here. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I can do that, but let's do here new for now, so that then these orders will assign with the what we have there. So we can say something like okay, wait, let me open our model here. Inside our order here, we have what? We have name and address, right? So that's what we're gonna pass here. Okay, this is the name. Okay, name equals to what? Request. The name that we pass here, this name here is this is the name that we pass there. So we're gonna copy this here. This is the customer name. I copy and paste this, and here is the phone. Should be customer phone. Okay, customer phone. And so after that, what we need to do is to save this thing. So we can say these orders save, and it will save our data. But you see here we have an error here, right? Why we are having error, and here we have the request here, because inside this DB transaction here, our request is not shown here. Because how to solve that one is inside the closer here, I will use request here inside the closer. Okay, so I'm gonna pass here use request here. Then now you see here we have our request here inside the closer. Okay, so now here it's saved successfully, and what I need to do is I will check here inside this DB here. I will check, like I will say okay, now what I need the ID of the order ID from here. Then I'm gonna say this these orders, okay, then I'm gonna pass with the ID that I need from there. Okay, this ID, I'm gonna say here, yeah, this is okay. So I'm gonna say order ID equals to this ID, okay. Then I check here. I will check here inside here before I will insert this anything from here. Okay. Well, we just don't even check anything here, then it will work for itself because I'm using this DB transaction. Okay. So inside here I can say order detail equals to order detail. Okay. So like this, you can say new order detail. Okay. Then here, let's check here whether we imported that. Yeah, here is imported already. So come here and this order details is correct. So come here, just don't mind about it, just don't forget. Other details with what we have there is what. Oh, sorry, because of here I didn't close this thing with the semicolon. So that's why I have this error. So come here. Inside this order details model here, we have what? We have this order ID, the product ID, the price, the quantity, amount, and the discount. Right? That's what we have. Okay. So I just copy this. I just like to do that. Okay. Then here, top of here, I will paste this thing here. Okay. So and it will be like I comment it so that I can able to see it here. Okay. So what we need here is the order ID. This order ID will be assigned with this order ID that I took from this order table here. Okay. This order ID, copy it, come here, paste it here, and save it like this. Okay, we have another order details again. Order details with what? With the product ID. This product ID is from the request that we get here. This product IDs. Okay. So that's we're gonna pass here. We say request product ID. Okay. And then product. And then another one again. I will copy this thing so that it can be faster. So this one will be what? The unit price. Come here, paste this to unit price here. And in our request here, what we have price. Okay. So pass here price. Price. Okay. And the next one is the quantity. That we have quantity here. Copy this quantity and paste it here. And the request also we have quantity. As you see, just as a confirm, here's the quantity. And the next one is the discount. And we have the same name with the request as well, discount. And paste this one here. And the last one is the amount. Okay, just that to make one more copy. Okay. Now here we're gonna pass here the amount. Copy it, paste it here, and paste it here as well. Okay, so here is done. So you can remove this thing here because you don't need it. Okay. So here is the script of the model for the orders, and here is the order details script. Okay. So now, and the last one is the transaction part here. The transaction part is what we need to do here is the transaction part. So the transaction part here. Okay, the transaction part. But I think if I do this, I will have an error here because I'm passing here an array So what I need to do here is to do for each loop here, or for loop here, so that we can able to loop all these keys of the arrays. We can able to assign those keys and save them inside our order details, right? So here we have a mistake here, but don't worry. I will just to copy this here all. I copy it and bring it here inside the transaction here, okay? But inside this order details here, let's fix this one. I will use here for loop here. So we can say for loop for I, then I use here for ID, okay? For me, I just maybe I can use here. Okay, here I say for each product ID. For product ID equals to this, and the product ID is greater than or equals to the product ID that we are having in here. Okay, to be this product ID that we are having from the request. Okay, so and here I say request product ID. Okay, so this is request product ID. Let's just put this space, and we can try to implement the ID product ID from here. Okay, so what I do here is I just do looping here. I just loop the product ID that we are having from the request, and I assign that product ID with this variable. Okay, so now I will use the key of this product ID and pass this key inside our looping here, so that we can have it as array. So just cut this all from here and bring it inside the looping here. And what I will do is, instead of I will leave all this thing good, then instead of only this thing here, I will add an array here so that we can have this thing here. Then I will do what here, just pass this array with the variable of this product ID inside this array like this. So with the product ID, just copy this, come here as well, paste it here with this one, and the unit price also come here, paste it here like this. Okay, and the amount as well, paste it. So now here is the deal of this thing. So these are the details here. Now everything that is greater than this thing, it will be saved inside this other details. Okay, so then I can do something here. Okay, wait, let's remove this and just pass your account. If not, I don't want to have an error, so let's pass your account. It will be count for this. Okay, so this is greater than this, then it will count for this. How many of these we are having inside this order? Here we are having 3 arrays, so here we can have 3, and if it's greater than 3, then we can install it inside here. Because here we check here if this ID is less than this, just pass the increment the ID and put it here. Okay, so and here the last one, now we can able to save the order details. Order details gonna be saved. Okay, so now we do that part here. Done. Okay, so now let's come to the transaction section. Here is the transaction, and I will change this thing to transaction. Here is the transaction, and I have imported the model already because I'm using a package. So here I just imported all these things here, so that here, then inside here, what I need to do here, I will change this variable name to transaction, change all the variables to transaction, So here, and we have the other ID as well in the transaction also. Then I will leave this ID there. Okay, and let's check the model inside the transaction. Here is our model of transaction. We have this other ID, the paid amount, balance, okay, and the date of transaction, the amount of transaction, the user, and the payment method. Okay, so we have in all that, right? So let's go back to our controller, and here what I will use here is the user ID. Okay, so copy this, paste it, and remove this. And here, how to get the user ID will be the auth that is already logged in the system, like the cashier that is already logged in the system. You have its own record, so you can pass here auth. So do this with the ID, okay, user ID. You get this one, and then the next here is the product, right? We do have a product, but I will not use any product here. So remove this, and what we have in the transaction here is the balance here. Then I'm gonna use here balance, the balance amount here. Then is the request that we have here is the balance amount. Okay, so I'm gonna pass request balance, balance. Okay, and now the next one is the paid amount. So this paid amount here is the request that we are having from the order here, paid amount. And the next one is this method of payment method. So come here, pass this payment method, request payment method. Okay, and the next one here will be I think we are having amount, right? Yeah, the paid amount also is requested. So come here, copy that one. Okay, I do pass the paid amount here. So, and the last thing that I'm gonna do is what? The last thing that I will do here is let's check here, is the transaction date. Yeah, this. Okay, I do have the transaction amount. This transaction amount. Let's check. We have transaction amount. This and this paid amount. So, yeah, so this paid amount, I think I don't have paid amount. I do have paid amount. And the transaction amount. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, this amount will be the transaction amount, and the request that we are having, that it will be what? It will be this amount. Okay, this amount. So this amount, how to get that one here? I will do something like request. It will not be the request, but I will use this for the details here, for a detail, and I will pass that with the request here, and I will say these are the details amount. Okay, that I will save this with the other details amount. Okay, so the last thing is the transaction date. The transaction date that I'm gonna use here, I'm gonna format it. So is I'll use here the transact date, and here what I will do is I will pass here request the date. No, I don't. Just remove request here. Pass here the date format that we're gonna use here. I'm gonna use this format because in MySQL you can use this date format to insert our dates inside here. So here is our our stuff that we have in transaction. So we can save this thing now. Save, and now here we have everything now. We have everything here. We have the here is the orders, and we're done with the orders, and we're done with the order details, and we're done with the transaction part as well. Okay, so now the last thing is, so if I inserted all this thing and I want to get some things out from it, I want to get the products, and I want to get the order details, and I want to get the orders, right? So what I will do is product equals to the product model, and I will say all, and then the next one is the order details. Order details equals to order details model, and I will use where condition, where here will be the receipt and of the order. Then it will be what, like the order history, right? It will be the last order history. So what I'm gonna say is the last order history, and here I will use here where condition, where order ID equals to this order, that order ID. Okay, where order ID equals to this order ID. With order ID, this order ID that we pass. Okay, and I can even use this variable here. Just make it like this, order ID, like this. Okay, then where this thing of this ID, then I'm gonna use here get. We get this get here, but we have an error here. Why we have an error? This error is unset. So we do the ID where this is undefined. Okay, so don't worry about it, because it's undefined. It's undefined because it's inside the it's outside this transaction. Okay, so I will put it inside the transaction. Come here, put this, come here, just put here, and this will comment as well, just put here. So now you see you have no error, everything is here. And the next one here is like this ordered by who order. Then here we're gonna say where condition, where ID equals to order ID as well. Okay, where ID equals to this order ID, this order ID. Okay, and I'm not gonna use where as well, say get. We are done with this part here. So now below this I will return everything. Okay, so I will return our view with success. Just put inside here. You can return our view. Okay, then inside this view here, with view I will return the orders ID view. This order ID view, say orders index, then I can do here something like, okay, yeah, let's use an array here. So inside here I'll have all my variables inside here. Okay, so I'm gonna say this pass the products here. Okay, this products equals to you can say to the product variable. Okay, and then from here say also what I will say these are details. This here when I say just like the customer, no, these are details. You can pass other details and like other details. And the last one here I pass here customer address equals to this other guy ordered by, we have to list it here. Okay. So here we are, everything is good here, and then the last thing is here you can return. After returning this here, you can say like maybe I use it to have the yeah, it's okay. Let's just use here a okay. Let me just use here something else. Maybe I can say no. Don't worry about it. Just leave it like this. When it's failed, then I need to have here something like class message or something like this. I will put here class message also, but I need to install a package called Laravel Pos. But I'll use that one in our future videos. But for now, we can just pass here something like that. So here, when it's failed, you can say return. You can say this, okay, return this. So it will be say what? Product orders fail to inserted. Check your inputs like that. So you get this one here. Okay. So in this here, see like this. So let's go back here, and I will remove this return request all here. Then I go to browser and I refresh this page. First, let's try to notate here what we have here. Inside here we have this orders, right? And the order is empty. So let's try to refresh this page and see whether this order will fill or we don't have an error. Okay, just refresh the page. Refresh. Okay, you see we have an error. We say unknown column phone, and see here you see we have it's not inserted because of, and from here other details as well, it's not inserted, and transaction also is not inserted. Okay, so because of we use this function here, this function will help us. It will check each and every table if we have any error here, and it will roll back the table for us. Okay, so that's what I do here. So here you say that unknown column phone in field list insert into orders. Okay, name phone updates. Okay, so inside the orders here, from inside the orders here, let's try to verify. Here we have ID, name and address. Then I use here phone. So I get an error because I use phone inside the orders. It should be address. Okay, not phone. Okay, but I can change that to phone if you want. Okay, let's just try to change this thing, address to phone. From here, change it to phone. Let's change it to phone for now. Okay, so you can say phone and save it. and it's saved already. And now come here. Let's try to refresh this back again and see what will happen. Refresh this page. We still have an error. Say what? Base table or view not found. Which table? Laravel 7. Okay. Order details. It was not found. Okay. Right. Check here. Laravel Pos 7. We have order details. This table was not found. Let's go inside the order details model here, and here is it. You see order detail. So let's check. This is order detail, and it's not same that we have there. This is order detail with 2 underscore, with double underscore. That's why we have that one. Okay. So with this double underscore here, that's why we have an error. Then I will remove this order here and come here and change this thing to 1 underscore. Okay. What I will do is come here, change here to 1 underscore and save this. Save successfully. Okay. And come here and refresh and see what will happen. Refresh this page. Still now we have an integer constraint. Column unit price cannot be null. Insert into order details. So this here is unit price. So inside order details here we have this unit price, and the unit price is this, right? Come back here and we have this unit price. Check. Let's go to the controller, and here we have the unit price here. Where is it? Here is the unit price. This is the unit price. This is set. Check it here. You say this integer is when we units and the more. So seems like our unit price is not there. Put this unit price. Come back here. Check this unit price. Okay. Pass this unit price here. And we request with this, okay, this unit price. Right. So what I do here, this unit price will be 0. So come here, I will request all again and see return yes. See what will happen. Refresh this page. Yes. And where is our unit price? Okay, here is price. It's not a unit price. I pass here. I just pass a unit price. That's why in the request here. Where is it? Here I pass here. Here should be only price, not unit price. Here in the request should be a price, not a unit price. So let's come here and add this thing. Come back here. Start to refresh the pages. So what will happen now? We have another problem again. This time. Okay. So just in case, I'm showing you how to fix the errors as well. So this discount here, we pass discount here, and discount also is here. Okay. Let's check inside our request what we are having. Is it the main discount or not? Discount. We're having this discount here, and come here, paste it here, discount, and let's check it again. This we say that the discount cannot be small, which means here I will do something here, like I can do I will do something here. I will do a condition here. Yeah. You can say here if, okay, if request, it's okay. Let's just don't do any condition here. Just go back here, and in the discount here, in this discount here, let's just make it null as well. Just make it null, or just make it, let's define it to be 0. If there's nothing, let's define it to be 0, and come back here, and let's check it out from here, and refresh the page. Still have an error. The amount can be null. Check. Why I'm having a this error? Because I didn't check the inputs correctly. Here is the amount, and this should be paid amount. Okay, because we are getting paid amount. Let's confirm. It's paid amount. Yeah, it's not amount. Sorry for the box. So it's paid amount here. Paid amount. Okay. So let's check here as well. Okay. Now it's done now. Now I'm sure now it will work fine. Okay. Oops. We have an error in the ID. This ID. Okay. Up to user ID. Seems like we are not logging, right? We are not logging, so I will have error here perhaps. So let's try to log in first. I'm not logging, that's why I have that error. So come here, and I think I have had that's it. Okay. Now we are logged in now into our system. So now I go to the cashier and let's try to add these items. Do this, and we can no discount here and say cash payment that we're gonna use is 2000. Hit this. Okay. Colon transaction. Colon this transact amount. In transaction here. Okay. You get the transact. Look at T. So look at T, right? Here also look at T. From here, look at T. And let's check inside the model as well. Whether I pass here. Okay, I pass look at T. Transact amount. So this look at T. Okay. So it's done. Hit this up and it saved successfully. Okay. It saved successfully, right? I know. So come here, refresh this page. You see now we having our data inside our database. Okay. And if you go to other details as well, you see we having all our orders there. And come here and we having all our orders. Everything is coming back. Okay. So let's make another order. What I will do is in the controller here, what I will do is return back to this. Return back with this. We pass it. Return back with this. Now let's make another order. Just make only one order for now. This one. price not there because we didn't select anything. So we have the price, and the name is gonna be this one, and the name is gonna be this. Current that we're gonna pay is change of this and save this. So already saved now, and come and refresh this page. See, we have this one now. Okay, so what I want to do is, you see here, when I do an order like this, and I save the name, like you can say YouTube, and pass here note this what. Okay, and I pay the amount of 1,000 and have the change here. And if I save this, what I normally have is because here, let's check. What I want to have here, okay, don't mind about that one. Just forget about it. So here is the main thing that what I want to print here. I want to have the history of the print invoice here, and I want to have the history as well. Okay, so that's why I use these variables so that we can be able to access them into our index plate. Okay, so what I will do is I will just come back to our index plate here. So inside our index plate here, okay, so underneath here, what I will do is I need a models underneath here. I need like this model, this print will have its own form, and this history is having a model, and this report also is having a model. I want to have these models inside. So let's do that. Go back here, come here. So here I need to make a model, right? So the model that I will make, I will take it from there. I can use any of this. Okay, so I will use this model. I copy this model. Just try to copy the model. Okay, just copy this model, and I will make a folder here, a new folder inside the group here, and I will call that folder like we can say the folder like reports, or reports, for example, reports. Okay, so inside this folder I will have one file called receipt.delete.php. So inside this receipt it will be our model. Okay, so I will paste the model that I copied from there. I will paste from here, but I just think I don't need this. Okay, let's just remove. Okay, I don't even need this model for now. Remove this model here. But what I will do is I need a table here, because I want to have the same style of this. Okay, I can print it from here. What I will do now, in here I will add one div tag here, div tag with an ID of what this will be our printing section. Print section. Okay, this ID will be print ID, print page. Okay, and it will be ID. So I will print only this page content. Okay, only this page content that will be printed if I hit the print button. So then inside here, let's make our logos and other stuff to be top. like we do have this thing here. You see we have our logo here and our post and our contacts all is in center. So let's do that here. We can use the center element here, this center element, then and inside the center element we can use div with the class of logo. Okay, div with the class of logo. Then another one also here, I will have div with the class of that. Let me just say, let's see this thing. Okay, like here we have this thing, we have this thing, okay, and we have the contact. So from here, I get it right now. So here, what we will do here, you're gonna have div with the class of info. So you're gonna say class info, and the next one is the div with the class of the name of the application that you are using. Okay? So you can say h2 with the class of that. So h2. This h2, you're gonna have, like I say, pos ink. Okay, or you can say anything here, pos limited or pos something like that. You can pass anything that it is like here. So now inside this this thing, I will pass here an ID. ID gonna be logo. Okay. So then we finish here. Then I will go down here. I will get down. Underneath this, I need to pass another ID. This is the ID of the middle of the content. Like we have here, this middle here. Like we have this address. Okay, so I'm gonna pass here. This is the ID of middle. Okay, so I use this mid to be middle, and then I'm gonna pass here class with info, information that we're gonna have. Class with info, that's the information that we're having, and then inside that class of info, I need to pass another thing here with the h2 of the, that will be the contact us. Okay, contact us here, and another one also gonna be the p-tag, will be the like our addresses and other stuff like that. We can pass all of this things here. You can say address and say this. Okay, this and paste this here, and here what we're gonna say here, you're gonna say email, and what's next here gonna be phone. Okay, so by for now I will use it as a static so that you can see the design. Okay, so I'm gonna say my script gonna be okay, let's look in there. So I will be banding design here. Let's say banding design here. You pass this one here, and the email gonna be Laravel Pos at gmail.com. Okay, and the phone number gonna be what? Any phone number that I want here. So we pass this one here, and it's gone for this one. Okay, so our design are coming from. Okay, now what I will do here, this thing, what I will do here, what I will do is, let me just try to cut all this thing. Wait, let's an HTML. I say receipt.html. Okay, in this here, I will copy all this. I cut from here, paste it here. Okay, so I will run my live server because I want to see this thing. Okay. So I will run my live server. Then we have it like this. Okay. So what I will do is close this, and this is gonna be like what we're gonna pass here HTML5, and here to HTML5, and inside this body here That's what I want to pass. I can pass this thing here. Okay. Like this. So come here and it will reflect automatically. Okay, now we have this thing like this. Okay. So what I want to do is we're gonna do this thing like this so that I can see my browser aside and see this one to the side. Okay. It will be so easier for me to make it faster. So now any changes I do here will reflect from here. Okay. So we have these things here and here is done as well. So here is gonna be the end here, pass here, and save here end. And of receipt. Okay, so we pass this one here, and you see here it is reflecting. And now the next one here that we're gonna have, this is the table that we're gonna have in the here, So we're gonna have here this is a put. Now, and I need a div with a ID of table. So we're gonna say div table, and inside this div with an ID of table, the pass of table, the pass your ID of table, and then the inside this div we're gonna have a table here. Okay, let's pass here a table, and with tr, and with td as well, and I copy these tds, to get these tds here, and inside this tr I will have a class of what? Class of table title. Okay, class of table title, and inside this tds I will have a class as well, an item. Class will be item, and this second td class will be hours. Gonna pass here. And the third td here, the class is gonna be what? The class is gonna be rate, and the other one will be third td, the class is gonna be rate. Let's pass it rate, and I copy this 3 times, so you have these tds here. Okay, now we are done with that one. Remove this other td. Okay, now underneath this tr here, I need to pass here a tr again. Okay, so this tr will be here. That tr, for example, here. Now, if I add anything here, like I say, item, and it will be reflected here. You see, we have item. So I can say here, QIT, like the quantity and the unit, pass it here, and then here you can say the discount. Okay, discount, and this part here. Here you can say subtotal, and sorry, so pass here. Okay, so now inside here, you pass here the td with the class of what? Class will be the table item, right? Yeah, let's use the table item, because here we have the table title. So here is the table item, and the table item here, what I need to do, let's increase this one. Sorry, let's do this, and increase this. So this is table item, and I'll copy it, paste it here, and all is the same ID class. Another class you're gonna have here, it will be services. So class here, the services class, and underneath this tr, I will have a p tag. Okay, so underneath this td here, and I will have another. I will have one td called yeah, we can. It's okay. Let's just pass here. I will just pass here the name of any product for now. Okay, I will say mango because I love mango. and the next one here, I will say what the quantity of the mango is 20. Okay, and the next one here is what is the price of the mango. If mango is cost with $5, and now here is what is there, no, there is no discount for the mango, and here the chocolate is going to be what? Chocolate is going to be 80, right? No, it will be $100. So that's this thing is $100. So we have this. Okay, so here is our table, and now this underneath the table here, you can have here some styling, or let me just make a quick style here for you guys. So make style here, and what I will do, the ID of invoice post that I pass here. I think I make an ID of invoice post, right? I didn't forget, right? I think, yeah. Oh, I think I don't make any ID of invoice post. Okay, now what I will do is this invoice post here, that will be, I will wrap everything inside this invoice post. Okay, so I can say that you can say ID of invoice post, invoice this, and I will wrap everything inside this invoice post here. Paste it here like this. So we have everything like this, and everything is wrapped inside this invoice post. Okay, invoice post, the class of invoice, the ID of invoice post. Okay, so I copy this ID and I come to my style here. You see we have this invoice post here. So here I'm gonna pass box shadow. So they're gonna be 0, and pass here, and see, you see the styling is coming time. So you can pass here 0, 20, RGB color, and the red gonna be 0, and the green also gonna be 0, and the blue also gonna be 0.5. Okay, now the next, come down here, everyone have the padding gonna be 20. So there is the padding, and now the margin also gonna be what? The margin gonna be 0 also, and then we have width of it. Width gonna be 58 mm, and then what? The background color. I always have background. The background color gonna be, let's say the background gonna be what? The background gonna be white. So you get it like this. Okay. So you see, it's looking good, right? So now we have this. See, we have this thing. So this only this first here. So let's go back down here. What I will do is I will do it again with, when I select it, I copy this ID from here. Here's this. Select. So inside the selection here, insert background. Background gonna be that. The background gonna be F3 15. This one. Okay. So and then the color gonna be what? Okay. Which means here, if I select anything like this, then the background will change like that. like this. Background will change to be like that. And the background will change to this color. Okay, so and what I need to do again, I will do again with this invoice post. Okay, then the next one is here. Going to be the most of selection. Okay. You can find your most of selection. In the most of selection also here, you can do the same thing here. Copy this. Now here, just it here. We have it like this. So you see, change. See, now we have this color here. Okay. We change the color. This color is changed here. Color also is changed. If you change this color to any color, then it will be like that. So, for example, I use this color and it will change like this. So we have this color and it will change to like this. But we can use this color as well because I will check this color. Copy this color from here, paste it here, paste it here, paste it. Now go back here and check it, see if we have it. Okay, and I will leave it this color here and work all of this color. Okay, so the next step here is what? Let's go down here and do with the H1. Okay, the invoice, I will always pass this invoice because it's the main container. Okay, invoice with H2. Here we're gonna do what? The font size gonna be 1.5. Okay, then now the color that's gonna be let's make it like 222 for the color, and yeah, it's okay for the index. Then the H3 also pass here, come to the H3. H3 we're gonna do this H3, and the font size of the H3 here. What I'm gonna do is let's make this one as the H1 tag. H1 tag, and just copy this and come here and make it H2 tag. And here is the H2. The H2 is gonna be what? We don't need the color of the H2. Move here, color, and come here. We say we need 0.9 pm. Okay, so it's looking good. You see our font are resizing. So now here is the H3. Now the H3 here we're gonna have 1.2 font size, and now the font width and the font and the line height. Okay, so remove this color here. So you can say font width gonna be 300, and the line size and the line height gonna be what? 2n. Okay, so and now go back down here. I will use another one here for the p tags. Come here, say here p tags. Then the p tag here we have what? The font size of the p tag here will be 0.7, and the font weight of the p tag here is gonna be what? We have the line height here. The line height is gonna be 1.2, and we don't have any font weight. You can use a color for that. The color of the p tag here is gonna be 666. And now let's go down. Let's go further. What we're gonna do is, okay, so you see our things is going fine, right? So let's go back here. I need to do something in the table section. Okay, so in the table section here what I need to do again is we need to add another steps here, which will be tr underneath this tr here. We can have a tr here again, okay, and the class of the tr will be the same class of this tr, okay, pass it here. So inside this tr, I will have another td here, okay, we have this td here, and the class of this, and the class of this tr here is gonna be rate, and the another tr here, the class will be the payment. Okay, now we have this, and this rate here I can pass here tax, and the payment here I will pass here money payment, like this, and say like 100, because here we have $100 as the invoice, here I pass $100. Okay, so what I need to do next is underneath this tr again, I will have another tr again, okay, and it will be the same tr like this. Okay, copy this from here, paste it here. We have it like this, and now this time here, we say is the total and payment here, and this payment here we have H2 inside here, and this H2 will have the details, okay, like we pass here, like if I click this and you see this here, we have this steps here with the serial number, and this serial number will be the barcode letter. So go down here, this H2 is here, and I will pass any information that we have inside here, okay, so I can say something like that. Here will be the payment, that class payment, the number, the invoice, and so I do it like this, and here cash, this is the amount of payment, maybe $100, okay, and underneath this table I will have something here like a td. Here we are gonna have a div div class with the legal copy if you want, and the legal copy here you can say p class, and class gonna be legal, okay, and inside this legal, inside this p here, what am I gonna pass here? I'm gonna pass here a strong, inside the strong here I'm gonna pass something like this. Example, I'm just giving an example, so you can add anything here, so it will look like, say, you can say the message, thank you for visiting, thank you for visiting. Then after that you can add here a break tag, okay, after the strong let's add a break tag here, just because this is it, add here a br tag. Let me just make it like this so that you guys can see it very well. Okay, like this, and add a break tag here, and underneath here I will have this tree here. I will have another information, like any information that you want, you can have it here. So debut which and so you can say anything that you want. That's okay, the process includes, so you can say this as this, and here underneath this p tag again I will have another div tag here. So in this div tag, in this next div tag here, you will give the serial number. Okay, and say class with the serial number, and inside here I can pass anything I want to it. If we request here like this, so we having this, and let's just make it serial number, and below this we're gonna have here okay, make this as a serial number, and here let's add a span tag here, and the class of the span tag will be serial, and inside here you can pass this thing, and here I will pass the serial number. Yes, you check it out. Okay, it's good like this. So, and the next one here, I can pass another span again. This span will be the like the date and the time and the hour that the invoice is prepared. So you can add that from here. I will pass here the date here, like the due. Then pass the date, so it will be like the date of today is okay, like this. 24, okay, the month of 12, 2020, okay, then we add here the like this, we have two in this, and minute here we can pass here the date and the hour, okay, so we can say 12 like this, and say yeah, just 12, 5. So we have this thing here like this, and now let's work with the stylings here now. Okay, so and just that to be noted here, you don't have any styling here, so come back here. What I will do now is to make this styling actually so that you can have the same thing like we have inside here. Okay, same steps. So go back here, come here. Okay, you can say here invoice is the ID of top. I'll make the ID better. Then here you can say invoice post, okay, to the ID of mid. You just have that one also. Here is the next one. We're gonna say invoice post to the ID of the bottom. Okay, we have that one here, and I can do like this. So inside here, what I will do is I use the border bottom. The border bottom will be 1 pixel with color code this solid blue. Okay, so we're gonna do like this. So come here, see we have all these things. So and the next one here is gonna be what? The next one gonna be invoice top. So here I'm gonna say invoice post gonna be ID. Here I'm gonna say the main height. Main height gonna be what? Main height gonna be 100 pixel. 100 pixel. And here and come down here. The just copy this one here, then paste this here, the main, the bottom. Here gonna be the main. The main gonna be 80 pixel, and this will be the bottom. We're gonna be the boot. The bottom gonna be what? Gonna be 50 pixel. So, and now what I will do now is the logo section. We're gonna do the logo section. So let's just come here. I will do something. Here is the logo. So here's the logo class. Then what I will do here, I will just write something here like my name, so that you can see the design of the logo, because we don't have any image here. So I'll come down here. I will do copy this, come here, paste this here, invoice, the class code, and with the ID code and the class of logo. Okay. So inside this, what I need to do is I will remove this main height here, and the height gonna be 60 pixel. The width gonna be 60 pixel, and now the background color. No, I don't need any background color. The background URL here, I will use background URL. That's gonna be the background image. So background image, maybe URL. So pass this URL here, like this. So I will add any image in here, but for now we don't have that image. Yeah. So just ignore that one, and I will do something like no repeat. Okay, and now the next one is the background size. Background size gonna be 60 pixel by 60 pixel. Okay. And we have the border, the border radius, radius is gonna be 50 pixel. You have it this thing like this, and what we need to have again, we need to have just copy this here, but wait, I think I have mistake in the first thing here. I think we use here logo, right? So this is the top. Yeah, see the top, and come down here. Now we need the info one. So just paste it here and say info. Okay. So the info, insert ID, the info. So the info here, what I'm going to practice, I will remove all these things here and remove this item stuff here. I will do this here. I will use this to display like and again to margin left, margin this left, and the 0 pixel. And now the text align gonna be some text. So in the left side is up. Now you see our address is coming center, and we have all these things. Okay, so now in this portion is gone. So we move to the first step. Copy this one from here. This here like this, and change the listing to the let's do the title. The title here we're gonna pass text align center. Text align right. Okay. And just copy this from here, this page here. I'm gonna change that one is the title B. I'm gonna be text align also. And this title here you can title. Okay, let's make it float. So we can make float that float right. Float right. Okay, like that. And let's move here into the table section. Let's go to table. See table here. You remove this text line, so you can move to it the table. Save. And then the product collapse. Whether you do collapse. Collapse it. So you get this. Get out here. So you have this. Okay. So product collapse. Let's make it collapse. Collapse. And from here to down here, and use the inverse material. This is gonna be table title. Since the table title that we have in some here, so the font sizing here, font size gonna be 0.5. Different. The background gonna be what? Background gonna be this thing. This is the table title. And this table title here. That's this table title. And now another one is the equals to the sizes. This and here the here plus this sizes here. And what I will do here, the border button, the and pixel with the color of like this. So you see our table is beautiful fine now. Okay. So come down, then what I will do is I will now work with the change the items. Okay, just work with the items. So from here down here, that's the invoice post with the ID of item, ID the class of item. So here in the item here, the width gonna be what? The width gonna be info and then. So we get that one. And I will do next the legal copy. That's here. First legal copy. So you can see the item text. Do we have any icon text here? Let's check that. We don't have the icon. Okay, now inside this item here, I will pass here a p tag, and the p tag will have the tag icon text. So you can say icon text like this. So I will pass this inside the. Just I copy this, copy it, paste it here, and I will pass this into the 20. That's copy, pass, and here maybe we pass maybe $100. We are gonna do 0, and the again the I will have it like this. Okay, so you see, it's point time. So we can come here also with that. Paste it here, and that here, and this up to that here, paste it here, this like this. So you see now our receipt is coming fine. Okay, now let's go down. We need to make some things here. Okay. We have this item, this item to the item text. The item text here with font size. The font size can be 0.5. Good like this, okay? I love it like this, so I will make it like this. So you can change yours if you want. You can use any of the receipt that you want to do. So and the next one is the legal copy. So just pass here inverse post, and here will be the legal copy. The legal copy. Okay. Here gonna do the margin. Margin up to the 5. And down here the text I'm gonna do text line center. Center. Okay. So we have that one. And it's working good. So let's go down here. In the next one is gonna be the serial. The serial. But we have in this side the head section is not step out. Not inside the head here. I will have questions. Here we have okay, I will remove this topic to this system of this, this, and this, this, but this, this also. Okay, so we have this thing. So I will go to design. I will there the picture. This okay like this. I love it like this. This step. So let's try to continue from there. And here now what we need, what we have to is the serial number. So we can pass here serial number, serial number, serial number, and then we can pass and we can put the item in the button, maybe it means text line, and maybe center. The unicorn will be from size to be so you see we have it here. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go down here. Now let's have the serial. Go to serial gonna be font size, gonna be 10 pixel, not important. 10 pixel not important. And after that, here you can font it and do think it's okay like this. So you have everything here now. Everything is working fine, and the video is getting longer. Then I think I will stop here. Then I will continue in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned, and if you have any query or question, you can ask here, and I will let you guys. Okay, so see you in the next video. So and thank you for watching.